I have a really creepy story that still gives me chills to this day. I had a coworker that I worked with every single day when I worked in construction. Yes, believe it or not, I worked in construction for a few years. He was a very quiet kid, but me being the true Gemini I am, I was always really talkative. But he never really conversed back and forth with me until we got on one subject, the paranormal. He began telling me this story that really happened to him. When he was a little boy, his dad decided to mess around with the Ouija board while he was with his friends. The one question he asked the Ouija board was, "What day am I going to die?" And it answered him. Now, years pass and this supposed death date is slowly approaching, but just like any other day, he gives his wife and kids a kiss goodbye before leaving for work on his motorcycle. On his way to work, he's backed over by a delivery truck driver and killed. My coworker said that after this happened, things in their house began to change. His mom was doing dishes one night when she saw the reflection of her husband's face in the kitchen window. After this, she became fully convinced that her husband was visiting her from the afterlife. She began leaving a lit candle on the windowsill, and every night it would get blown out by itself. And she just thought that she was communicating with her husband's spirit. Until one day, my coworker, now being a teenager, comes home from school and he's home by himself. He's up in his room when he hears somebody call his name, and it sounds just like his mother, but she wasn't supposed to be home from work for another few hours. He goes downstairs and sees nobody there, and being scared, he goes to his neighbor's house to wait until his mom comes home. After this, the neighbor has a conversation with his mom, and during this conversation, the mom confides in the neighbor about everything that's been happening inside the house. The neighbor, being legitimately concerned for them, gives her the number for somebody who does house cleansings. But his mom just really wanted to believe that it was her husband coming back to visit. So she let things go on for quite some time after this. And I don't have enough time to get into all of the stories that he told me happened during this time, but the one that still sticks with me is, he was asleep in his bedroom one night when he woke up to somebody standing in his doorway watching him sleep. And it was his mother. But the next morning when he asks his mom, "Why were you standing in my doorway?" she says it wasn't her. He said that this happened on multiple occasions, and he began to believe that his mom was losing her mind. But after a little while later, his mom finally decides to give this person a call and have them come out and do a house cleansing. Before the cleansing, they did a walkthrough of the house, and they turned to his mom and said, "I think you have a mimic." If you don't know, a mimic in demonology is a type of demon that can copy somebody's appearance or voice to lure you in. But thankfully, after multiple different cleanses, things started to go back to normal. And they never really had a problem in the house again, although she sold it a few years later. Still really creepy though.